With a crawling speed of just 3.7 millimeters per second, the snail, one of the slowest creatures on Earth, is surprisingly at the heart of a rapidly growing processing industry worth over $4 billion. But have you ever wondered, how are millions of tons of snails harvested and processed each year? The journey of this peculiar mollusk begins at modern snail farms, where they are raised under strictly controlled conditions until they reach the ideal stage for harvesting. From there, the snails are transported to processing facilities, where cutting-edge technology works hand-in-hand with meticulous human labor to transform these tiny creatures into valuable ingredients for high-end cuisine and biocosmetics. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we explore some of the most sophisticated snail farms in the world and uncover why this slow-moving species has become the foundation of a booming economic empire. All will be revealed in this video. In the global snail race, France leads the way with an annual production of thousands of tons, contributing tens of millions of dollars to the economy. Snail meat is tender, slightly chewy, and subtly sweet, often prepared with garlic butter and herbs to become the iconic escargot, a symbol of French haute cuisine. The country's snail farming industry is thriving, with hundreds of professional farms turning this slow-moving creature into a refined element of French culture. But don't let their tiny appearance fool you. Snails are true biological gold mines. Their slime contains collagen, elastin, glycolic acid, and allantoin, valuable compounds that help regenerate skin, reduce scars, and fight aging. Thanks to these properties, snail slime is dubbed liquid gold in the world of biocosmetics, fetching prices as high as $500 to $1,000 per kilogram once refined. And like all extraordinary stories, this one has a beginning. For snails, it starts in specialized farms, where humans create the perfect slimy paradise for this liquid gold to be born from the slowest crawl on Earth. And every fascinating story has its beginning. For snails, it starts at specialized farms, where humans create the perfect slimy paradise for that golden liquid to be born from the slowest crawl on Earth. Nowadays, one of the most popular and efficient methods for snail farming is the semi-natural model, breeding indoors and growing outdoors. This approach allows for better control during the sensitive early stages, while taking advantage of natural conditions to promote faster, healthier growth and maximize cost efficiency. The very first step in the production journey may seem simple, but it is absolutely critical: the careful selection of parent snails. The chosen individuals must be healthy, evenly developed, with strong, intact shells and no deformities, to ensure the quality of the breeding stock right from the start. In nature, snails reproduce most actively at the end of spring, when the air is warm and humidity is high. However, in modern farms, it's possible to regulate temperature, lighting, and humidity to encourage year-round breeding, significantly boosting productivity. And although snails are hermaphrodites, each one possessing both male and female reproductive organs, they still require a partner for cross-fertilization. During mating season, they slowly approach each other, engaging in a courtship ritual of gentle touches and graceful spirals, a silent dance that can last for hours. The climax comes when they exchange sperm through a structure called a love dart, one of the most bizarre mating behaviors in the animal kingdom. After mating, snails lay their eggs in clusters within pre-prepared soil trays. Each snail can lay dozens to hundreds of eggs, typically choosing soft, moist, and secluded spots to ensure safety. The soil in the trays is cleaned, lightly moistened, and placed in quiet, low-light areas to create a secure environment for egg laying. Once the eggs are laid, the mother snail usually covers them with a thin layer of soil as a natural form of protection. However, in industrial farming settings, the farmer will promptly locate and gently collect each clutch of eggs, taking care not to break or disturb their structure, and place them into foam boxes lined with loose, moist soil. Although the eggs do not require maternal care, they are highly sensitive to environmental changes. Therefore, they must be handled with great care and immediately transferred to an incubation room. where temperature and humidity are consistently regulated 24/7. After about 10 to 20 days, the tiny creatures begin to break through their delicate shells and emerge into the world. They are so fragile that their shells remain transparent, and their bodies are soft and weak, as if they had just stepped out of an entirely different realm. Thousands of tiny snails crawl across the surface of the trays, marking the start of a slow yet promising journey toward maturity. If the incubation process is carried out correctly, the hatching rate can reach up to 90%, an ideal figure in modern snail farming. Immediately after hatching, the baby snails are transferred to larger trays, more spacious and well-ventilated environments, fully prepared with a nutritious food supply. This is a crucial step to create optimal conditions for uniform development across the entire brood, laying the groundwork for a healthy generation ready for the next stages of growth. Once they are strong enough, these tiny residents are released into lush vegetable fields, marking the beginning of an entirely new chapter in their development journey. To prepare for this stage, farmers use specialized tractors equipped with sharp plow blades and powerful tilling systems to break up the soil, making it loose, aerated, and moisture retentive. They then evenly sow seeds across the field with vegetables like mustard greens, leafy Chinese cabbage, or navacol, soft, sweet leaf varieties that snails particularly enjoy. After just 10 to 15 days, the fields come alive with a carpet of tender, green sprouts. An automated sprinkler system is activated regularly to keep both the soil and foliage consistently cool and moist. Between the rows of vegetables, large wooden boards are placed, not only to provide natural shade and reduce soil surface temperature, but also to serve as cool shelters for the snails later on. Once all conditions are ready, the nursery trays are gently opened, and the young snails are released onto the beds of tender greens. Fresh air, soft light, and a rich plant ecosystem now become their ideal habitat for continued growth. Each snail begins exploring this new space, slowly crawling over leaves and nibbling bit by bit. A single snail can consume dozens of leaves per day, a steady, energetic process of growth. From around day 80 onward, as the snails begin to reach maturity, their nutritional needs increase. By this time, the vegetable beds are often depleted and no longer sufficient to support optimal development. To maintain their growth rate, farmers begin adding supplemental feed, a blend of bran, cornmeal, minerals, and light nutritional additives, spread evenly between the rows so that all snails have access. By day 100 to 120, the snails have fully matured. They cling to the undersides of the wooden boards, avoiding the sun and resting. These boards have now become more than just shade. They are natural, quiet shelters for tens of thousands of snails, ready for harvest. The entire field transforms into a living biological garden, a perfect conclusion to a closed-loop farming cycle that is both natural and meticulously precise. Once the snails reach full maturity, with hardened shells and fully developed epiphragms, the harvest season officially begins. Across the lush green fields now lined with wooden shelter boards, farmers carefully remove each snail by hand, taking great care not to crack the shell or injure the delicate soft body. They move slowly, bending close to the ground, thoroughly inspecting each crevice and cluster of vegetation to ensure no snail is overlooked. With patient hands and observant eyes, each snail is gently lifted, as if harvesting living gems quietly nurtured by nature over hundreds of days. Immediately after collection, thousands of snails are brought to the cleaning area. Here, the farmers begin washing them, an essential step to remove slime, dirt, and debris from the shells. Under streams of cool water from low-pressure spray nozzles, each snail is gently rinsed, both to clean them and to help them recover from the stress of harvest. After being cleaned, the snails are placed in ventilated mesh trays or baskets to drain and are fasted for about 24 hours to purge waste from their digestive systems, an important step to ensure hygiene and the quality of the final product. Once transported from the farm, the mature snails are sorted according to their intended use. Healthy snails that meet the standard size are sent to meat processing facilities, where a strict industrial procedure is carried out to serve the high-end culinary industry. The first stage is cleaning, a critical and indispensable step. The snails, still in their shells, are placed into a high-pressure water jet washing system that thoroughly removes all dirt, sand, and external impurities, ensuring complete hygiene before moving on to further processing. After being thoroughly cleaned, the snails are placed on a conveyor belt leading to the processing area. On either side of the belt, skilled workers sit facing each other, handling the snails swiftly, yet with great care. Using small knives or specialized tools, they gently separate the tender meat from the shell without tearing or damaging the tissue. Once extracted, the snail meat is placed into separate trays in preparation for the next processing steps. On the conveyor belt, the snail meat is spread evenly to ensure a continuous and efficient workflow. The trays of snail meat are gradually emptied onto the system, allowing the meat to be evenly distributed. At this stage, workers use specialized scissors to remove any unwanted internal organs, keeping only the clean, high-quality meat. This step requires a high level of precision to ensure consistency in both quality and appearance of the final product. Next, the snail meat is rinsed again and undergoes a final screening stage to eliminate any remaining impurities. This step ensures that only pure, high-quality meat remains. After that, the snail meat is packed into small bags, each precisely weighed according to predetermined standard weights. These bags are gently compressed to tightly pack the meat and remove excess air, thereby extending the shelf life. Once compressed, the bags are heat-sealed and properly labeled. All finished bags are neatly arranged in cardboard boxes, ready to be distributed to the market or delivered to restaurants. Carefully processed snail meat is highly valued in the culinary world. In many restaurants, it is served as a premium delicacy, with prices ranging from 30 to 50 euros per serving. Thanks to its tender texture and delicate flavor, snail meat has become a prized culinary gem, beloved by diners around the globe. Meanwhile, the healthy snails are transferred to the mucus extraction area, one of the most delicate and valuable stages in the entire high-end biocosmetic production process. Using a traditional manual method, bags of snails are hung on specialized racks positioned just above gently oscillating metal rods. These rods continuously tap the bags, naturally stimulating the snails to secrete mucus. The milky white slime from thousands of snails slowly drips down into collection trays below, forming a thick, highly valuable liquid. On average, each snail can produce between 0.5 to 1 gram of mucus per cycle. This raw material is crucial and will later be refined for use in premium cosmetics and pharmaceuticals. In addition to the manual method, modern technology has introduced a more advanced extraction process that ensures no harm to the snails. At large-scale facilities, mature snails are placed into specialized machines. Workers spread the snails in a thin, even layer to ensure each one comes into direct contact with the device's surface. Then, the machine is sealed, and the automated extraction system is activated. The machine operates by simulating a natural environment, combining gentle vibrations and controlled air pressure to safely and naturally stimulate the snails to secrete mucus. After about 30 to 60 minutes, the slime begins to flow and is collected through a specialized piping system. The entire process can last from 2 to 3 hours, ensuring that the extracted mucus is of high quality, while the snails remain healthy and are able to continue developing normally. After extraction, the snails enter a deep rest state. similar to a temporary coma, during which they show no immediate response. The collected snail mucus is transferred to large tanks for purification and viscosity homogenization. Workers then pour the mucus into automated filling machines, ensuring that each jar contains an exact amount of product. Sterilized glass jars pass along the filling line and are filled with a smooth, thick cream. Once filled, the jars are immediately sealed to preserve the product's quality. All finished jars are neatly arranged on trays, awaiting a final inspection before being packed into cartons and made ready for delivery to consumers. Unlike many other cosmetic products, snail mucus-based skincare does not require a complex formulation. This is because the natural mucus already contains valuable active ingredients such as collagen, elastin, and glycolic acid. With just light purification and the addition of a few stabilizing agents, a high-quality and effective product can be created. After the extraction process, the snails are transferred to a recovery area where they can rest and regain their strength. Once fully recovered, they are released back into lush green gardens with fresh grass and natural vegetation. Here, the snails continue to grow in a safe and comfortable environment. After about 2 to 3 months, they will be ready for a new extraction cycle, without any long-term impact on their health. In the natural world, only a handful of species possess the ability to regenerate a body part, and deer are one of nature's rare miracles. Each year at the start of spring, a deer's old antlers fall off, and from the base, a new life begins to emerge. That new growth is velvet antler, soft, developing antlers nourished by a dense network of blood vessels, rich in collagen and rare minerals. Surprisingly, harvesting velvet not only causes no harm, but actually brings relief to the deer when the antlers grow too large. This is a sustainable, annual process that reflects a humane way of working with nature. Behind their gentle appearance and innocent eyes, deer can sometimes become unintended troublemakers in modern life. In the US, there are over 1.5 million deer-related vehicle collisions each year, most occurring in the fall, when they dart across highways during mating season. Beyond traffic hazards, deer also sneak into people's backyards, devouring vegetables and tearing up flower beds, leaving scenes of chaos that make homeowners shake their heads in frustration. So what have humans done to turn this unruly creature into a source of highly prized products? It all begins on lush, peaceful farms full of life, where these citizens of the crimson velvet don't merely exist, but enjoy a life truly worthy of their four-legged nobility. Deer farms typically span 5 to 10 hectares, meticulously planned to combine enclosed barns with open grazing areas. This setup allows for attentive care while still preserving the natural rhythms and instincts of these unique animals. Inside the barns are sturdy, well-ventilated stalls with clean flooring, fixed feeding troughs, and even a dedicated mini clinic to monitor the herd's health. But it's the outdoor space that truly feels like home for the deer. In these open areas, they can move freely and bask in sunlight, a vital source of vitamin D that supports metabolism and bone development. Conversely, if confined to closed or cramped spaces for extended periods, deer can experience stress, which negatively affects the overall health and uniformity of the herd. The key factor behind a pair of smooth, symmetrical, and glossy antlers lies in the deer's diet. As herbivores, deer have a particular fondness for fresh, tender grass shoots found on open pastures. But they're not picky eaters. In fact, deer are known for their surprisingly adventurous palate. From sweet watermelon slices to a few M&Ms offered by curious visitors, they'll gladly give almost anything a try and usually polish it off in no time. That's why, to ensure even and healthy antler growth, the deer's diet at farms is carefully calculated, balancing energy, protein, and essential minerals. In addition to fresh grass, they're given a custom nutritional mix made from ground corn, soybeans, rice bran, and vital micronutrients. all finely milled and pelletized for easier digestion and optimal nutrient absorption. At feeding time, the herd leisurely follows a red feed cart as it winds its way through the open fields. The pellets are evenly scattered across the grass, allowing each deer to naturally and orderly access its share. And then, harvest season arrives. When the antlers reach their ideal maturity, typically between 50 and 70 days, they are considered ready for collection. This is when the velvet is at its peak nutritional value. Blood vessels are still highly active, while the bone tissue inside has yet to begin ossifying, maximizing both the biological and medicinal benefits of the product. At larger farms, or in cases where the deer are particularly skittish and unwilling to enter restraint systems, remote tranquilizer darts may be used. Unlike what's seen in action movies, these tools are designed to deliver a mild sedative that simply induces light sleep, allowing the deer to gently lie down without resistance. After being sedated, deer are often blindfolded to reduce stress and minimize environmental stimuli. Even under sedation, they may still react to light or sound, so covering their eyes helps keep them calm and prevents sudden movements. Additionally, the blindfold protects their eyes from dust or accidental contact during handling and transport. This simple measure plays an important role in ensuring the deer's safety and comfort. Before harvesting velvet antlers, farms must carry out thorough inspections. The person in charge uses a specialized measuring tool to determine the length and diameter of the antlers, while also observing their color, sheen, and surface temperature. After that, the deer is given mild anesthesia or local anesthesia to ensure it feels no pain. Technicians wear medical gloves and use specialized instruments to carry out the procedure. A tourniquet or intravenous catheter is placed around the base of the antlers to minimize bleeding during removal. Once the antlers are secured, the velvet is carefully cut using a specialized saw, followed by immediate sterilization and bleeding control. The entire process is conducted with great care and under sterile conditions to ensure the animal's safety and preserve the quality of the harvested velvet. After the velvet is harvested, the deer are taken to a separate pen lined with dry straw to rest and recover. They are closely monitored for several days to ensure their condition stabilizes. This is a high-precision procedure, carefully controlled to minimize pain, so much so that many deer are able to stand and walk again just a few hours later. No longer bearing the proud antlers like a regal crown on their heads, the deer return to their gentle, bewildered appearance, quietly awaiting the start of a new cycle. Soon after, the special journey of the velvet antlers continues at the processing facility, where each young pair is transformed into a valuable medicinal product. Each batch first goes through a preliminary inspection line, where weight, color, shape, and thickness are assessed. Based on these criteria, the antlers are carefully sorted to group samples with similar characteristics. The first step in processing deer velvet involves immersing it in boiling water. The antlers are placed into large vats where the temperature is maintained precisely at 100 degrees Celsius, not a degree more or less, as any fluctuation could alter the internal protein structure. This is one of the most critical stages of the entire process. It helps fix the shape of the velvet, gently cooks the living tissue without denaturing its active compounds, and also serves as a natural sterilization method. Thanks to this treatment, the velvet retains its color, texture, and medicinal properties for the next stages of processing. Once cooked at the appropriate temperature, each pair of deer velvet is carefully removed and moved on to the next stage, drying. Depending on the desired final product, the factory may choose thermal drying in ovens, in a sealed room with fully controlled temperature and humidity, or natural air drying in a well-ventilated space with large windows. During drying, deer velvet can lose up to 60 to 70% of its original weight due to moisture evaporation. This significant reduction is one of the reasons why dried velvet becomes more valuable, reflecting the loss during the production process. When the surface reaches the desired level of dryness, the velvet is subjected to flame singeing using a gas torch. A gentle, precise blue flame passes over the outer layer to remove any remaining fine hairs without burning or damaging the velvet's internal structure. Once thoroughly cleaned, deer velvet enters the slicing stage, the moment when the hidden secrets within each antler are revealed. Who would have thought that beneath the soft fur lies a vivid, circulatory map filled with thousands of tiny, precious capillaries? Depending on the intended use, velvet can be sliced lengthwise to preserve the full tissue structure, which is ideal for products that utilize the whole piece. At the factory, deer velvet is typically cross-cut using specialized machines, producing uniformly thin slices just 1 to 2 millimeters thick. What's remarkable is that no two slices ever look exactly the same. Like fingerprints, each pair of antlers has its own unique biological grain, making the assessment of premium-grade velvet sometimes rely on both visual inspection and expert experience. After being carefully sliced into thin, even pieces, deer velvet undergoes a final drying phase, known as the finishing dry. This step is crucial to ensure absolute dryness in each slice, preventing the growth of bacteria, mold, or other harmful agents during long-term storage. Finally, each slice of velvet is carefully packaged in elegant boxes, sealed, labeled for traceability, and prepared to enter the market, carrying with it the long story behind its journey from the forest to the hands of the consumer. In addition to velvet, the most valuable part of the antlers, venison is also selectively harvested, typically from older deer, those no longer capable of reproduction, or individuals that do not meet physical standards for continued breeding. At the appropriate time, these deer are sent to a biosecure processing facility where premium quality meat is produced. This meat is high in protein, low in fat, and especially rich in natural iron. From there, each subsequent stage is carried out in a professional, step-by-step manner, using specialized machinery combined with the skilled hands of trained technicians. The meat is then vacuum sealed and deep frozen to preserve its fresh flavor and texture throughout the entire transportation process to the end consumer. While certain individuals are selectively harvested for meat, the healthiest and most superior deer take on a different, vital mission: preserving and enhancing the genetic quality of future generations. Depending on farming conditions and breeding objectives, farmers may choose between natural mating and artificial insemination. In natural breeding, top-quality stags are carefully selected, strong, genetically sound, with a history of large, well-balanced, high-quality antlers, and released into the doe herd during the breeding season, typically from late autumn to early winter. In these spacious semi-wild environments, natural encounters occur instinctively, helping maintain genetic diversity and pass on desirable traits. However, in large-scale farms or when strict genetic control is required, artificial insemination becomes the ideal choice. Semen from superior stags is collected and cryopreserved under sterile conditions, then introduced into the female at the precise moment of ovulation, determined by monitoring physiological cycles and specific behavioral signs. Although this method demands high technical expertise and precision, it allows for better genetic control, is not dependent on weather conditions, and enables selective breeding using only the very best individuals. During pregnancy, the doe is carefully monitored and given regular ultrasounds to track fetal development, determine gestational age, and detect any early signs of abnormalities. After about 7 months of pregnancy, the doe begins to go into labor, usually at dawn or dusk, when the surroundings are quiet and the light is soft. Each birth typically results in a single fawn, and the process unfolds gently and naturally, just as nature intended. Moments after birth, the newborn fawn struggles to lift itself on its trembling legs. Though still clumsy, its strong survival instincts drive it to stand and seek out its first taste of milk, rich in antibodies and essential nutrients for its fragile body. Within the first week, the fawn is given an identification mark, usually a small tattoo or an ear tag, and receives its first vaccine to begin building long-term immunity. By the end of the first month, once its digestive system has stabilized, the fawn begins to nibble on tender grass and is gradually introduced to concentrate feed, a high-energy blend made from natural ingredients. This marks the beginning of its journey toward maturity and the silent formation of the strong antlers it will one day grow. Let's not keep you waiting any longer. We are now in Salinas Valley, California, famously known as the golden lettuce capital of the world. With its mild year-round climate and fertile soil, this area is the perfect place for growing lettuce. These crisp, green leaves take about 65 to 75 days to grow and be ready for harvest. During spring, when the weather is mild and the sunlight gentle, American farmers are busy preparing for the harvest season. Here, farmers rely not only on their long-standing expertise, but also on advanced technology, using modern harvesting machines to get the job done efficiently. You can see the vast fields of lettuce dotted with modern harvesting machines, a true showcase of high-tech agriculture. These impressive machines carry an entire team of workers who perform their tasks directly in the field, making the process incredibly efficient. Designed with precision, these machines not only cut and collect the lettuce, but also handle almost the entire process of preliminary cleaning and packaging right on site. The lettuce is gently moved onto a soft conveyor belt, which carries it to the workers standing on the machine. Here, the workers quickly remove any old, damaged, or substandard leaves, making sure only the freshest and highest quality lettuce is kept. They are then moved along conveyor belts to containers on trailers that travel alongside. For salad lettuce, farmers use a more advanced harvesting machine that separates individual leaves right in the field. As the machine moves along the rows, its precision blades cut the lettuce at the base, allowing the leaves to be gently collected onto conveyor belts. These belts are equipped with systems that carefully spread and sort the leaves, minimizing damage during the process. Any dirt or debris clinging to the leaves is removed using soft brushes or built-in air jets. The sorted leaves are then transferred to designated bins or cartons on a trailer that moves alongside the harvester, ensuring a smooth and efficient operation. There are two main types of lettuce based on color: green and red. The color difference comes from the pigments in their leaves. Green lettuce gets its vibrant color from chlorophyll, the same pigment that gives most plants their green hue. Red lettuce, on the other hand, contains anthocyanins, which produce the reddish or purplish tint and act as antioxidants. Both types are not only visually distinct, but also bring slightly different flavors and nutrients to your plate, making them great options for a colorful and healthy salad. Even with modern technology gradually transforming agriculture, hand harvesting lettuce is still a method widely used today. However, this work is now supported by machines that move alongside the farmers. The farmers take on the task of cutting each lettuce head directly using specialized knives. They work quickly and carefully, gently placing the lettuce onto the machine's soft conveyor belt, ensuring the leaves remain fresh and undamaged. From the conveyor belt, the lettuce is transported to an inspection area right on the machine, where a team of workers carefully removes any leaves that don't meet quality standards. Only the freshest, most perfect heads of lettuce are kept for packaging. This harvesting method not only showcases the skill and precision of the farmers, but also works seamlessly with advanced machinery to create a smooth and efficient process. It's a vivid example of how tradition and modern technology come together in today's agriculture. In California and Arizona, particularly in lettuce farming hubs like the Salinas Valley and Yuma, immigrant workers play a crucial role in the agricultural workforce. The hourly wage for farm workers, particularly those working on lettuce farms, typically ranges from minimum wage to around $20 per hour. These laborers often work long hours in challenging conditions, handling tasks such as harvesting and packing lettuce directly on conveyor belts in the fields. The conveyor systems are designed to assist workers by bringing freshly cut lettuce heads to them, where they quickly inspect, trim, and package each plant to meet quality standards. Despite the automation, the job demands precision and speed, requiring a high level of skill and physical endurance. Many of these workers rely on seasonal farming jobs as their primary source of income, contributing significantly to the U.S. agricultural economy. Their hard work ensures a steady supply of fresh lettuce for both domestic and international markets, though it often goes unnoticed by the end consumer. These efforts highlight the indispensable role of immigrant labor in the success of America's lettuce industry. In addition to traditional harvesting machines, modern technology has introduced advanced machines equipped with smart robotic arms. These robotic arms are fitted with cutting-edge sensors that can precisely locate each lettuce head. With sharp cutting blades and soft gripping clamps, they cleanly cut the lettuce and gently place it onto a conveyor belt. From there, the lettuce is transported to an area where workers carefully inspect and pack it, ensuring top quality before it reaches consumers. After the lettuce is carefully harvested from the fields, it's quickly transported to the factory to start a professional processing routine, ensuring it stays fresh and nutritious. Where it is cut into various shapes, such as diced or thinly sliced, to prepare for ready-to-eat salads or prepackaged ingredients for restaurants. After cutting, the lettuce moves through a high-pressure water spray system, where powerful streams of water remove all dirt, bacteria, and impurities, guaranteeing food safety standards. Next, it is transferred into centrifugal dryers, which spin at moderate speeds to gently dry the leaves, preserving their natural crispness without causing any damage. Finally, the lettuce reaches the packaging area, where it is either packed individually or combined with other vegetables like shredded carrots, microgreens, or red cabbage to create a variety of ready-to-eat salad mixes. Each salad pack is sealed in a climate-controlled environment to maintain freshness until it reaches consumers. This entire process not only ensures top-notch quality, but also maximizes convenience, perfectly meeting the demands of modern lifestyles. The United States is one of the largest producers of lettuce in the world, with an annual production of over 8 billion pounds. The majority of lettuce farming is concentrated in California and Arizona, which together account for about 90% of the nation's supply due to their ideal climates and fertile soils. Lettuce is a key crop in the U.S., contributing significantly to the agricultural economy with a market value of over $2 billion annually. Salads in the United States are incredibly diverse, made from a variety of fresh ingredients like lettuce. In American life, salads play a significant role as a symbol of healthy eating and are often seen as a go-to meal for those looking to maintain a balanced diet. They're not just a side dish, but also a popular main course, especially in health-conscious or fast-casual dining settings. Salads are also versatile, catering to different dietary needs like vegetarian, vegan, or low-carb options. Their freshness, adaptability, and nutritional value make them an integral part of the American dining experience. The above is all about the harvesting and processing process. So do you wonder about the process of growing and caring for them? Let's continue to learn. The process of growing lettuce seedlings from seeds begins with preparing planting trays. These trays are evenly filled with nutrient-rich coconut coir. An automated seeding machine precisely places one lettuce seed into each cell of the tray. Water is then sprayed to maintain the necessary moisture for germination. The seeded trays are transferred to a greenhouse for proper care and cultivation. Inside the greenhouse, the seedlings are watered regularly, using an automatic irrigation system to ensure optimal growth conditions. Lettuce seedlings are ready to be planted in large fields after about 30 days of care in the greenhouse. From there, the process continues seamlessly, with seedling trays being transported to the farm by truck. At the farm, semi-automatic planting machines take over, with workers sitting behind the machines carefully feeding each tray into the system. The machines then plant the lettuce into the soil at precise, uniform intervals. This modern and efficient process ensures fast, accurate planting, saving time and reducing labor while maintaining high standards of quality. Throughout the growth process, the care of lettuce plants, including irrigation, weeding, and pest control, is fully automated using advanced systems, ensuring efficiency and precision at every stage. The most important factor for lettuce is water. The plant requires a significant amount of it to thrive, as 90% of a lettuce head is composed of water. The automated irrigation system, equipped with rotating sprinkler heads, ensures even distribution of water across the fields. These sprinklers are designed to mimic gentle rainfall, providing consistent moisture while preventing soil erosion or waterlogging. The system operates with precision, delivering just the right amount of water based on weather conditions and soil moisture levels. Alongside irrigation, pesticide application in lettuce fields is handled by advanced spraying machines. These machines are equipped with adjustable nozzles and GPS-guided systems to evenly distribute pesticides, ensuring effective pest control while minimizing waste and environmental impact. Alongside other care activities, weeding and soil cultivation for lettuce are handled by automated machines. These machines use rotating blades to remove weeds and simultaneously mound soil around the base of the plants, enhancing stability and promoting healthy root development. So, after approximately 60 to 70 days of meticulous care, we now have a lush lettuce field ready for harvest, bringing fresh and crisp produce straight to consumers. In addition to planting lettuce in open fields, growing lettuce in greenhouses is also becoming popular in the US today. After the seeds are placed in trays, instead of being moved to the fields, they grow directly in modern greenhouses. Once the seedlings develop their first leaves, the planters will be mechanically moved from the planting trays to the floats to help them float easily on the water surface and absorb water and air. They're moved to floating rafts placed on nutrient-rich water. The rafts maximize planting density, increasing efficiency by up to 10% compared to traditional layouts. As the plants grow, their roots dangle into the nutrient solution below, while their leaves bask in light for 10 to 12 hours a day, provided either by the sun or energy-efficient LED lights. Climate controls manage temperature and humidity, ensuring ideal growth conditions. Hydroponic lettuce boasts vibrant, consistent coloring, crisp leaves, and healthy white roots free from soil-borne diseases. After about a month, it's ready for harvest. An automated conveyor system swiftly moves the mature lettuce from the growing area to the packing line. At the packing station, workers carefully bag each head of lettuce, label it, and prepare it for shipping to supermarkets. These premium greens often come with a higher price tag, sometimes double that of traditionally grown lettuce, but the quality speaks for itself. This closed-loop hydroponic system is truly the key to advancing high-tech agriculture. After harvesting, the planting furrows are washed again and ready for the next crop. Through this journey, you've gained a better understanding of how American farmers harvest and process billions of pounds of lettuce each year. Meet squash, the vegetable that does it all. Need ground cover? Squash has you covered, literally, with its sprawling vines and giant leaves. Want edible flowers? Check. A colorful, versatile veggie? Double check. This overachiever comes in two main types. Summer squash, like zucchini, which grows fast and tender in about 50 to 60 days, and winter squash, like butternut, which takes its sweet time around 80 to 120 days to grow a thick skin, literally. Squash isn't just good-looking. It's a health hero packed with vitamins A and C, fiber, and enough potassium to rival a banana. Plus, it's eco-friendly, improving soil health and inviting pollinators to the garden party. Whether it's roasted, grilled, or turned into soup, squash never fails to impress. It's like the friend who shows up early, stays late, and brings snacks, because even its seeds are edible. When it comes to harvesting squash, it's practically an art form. Picture this: farmers in wide-brimmed hats, armed with sharp knives and endless determination, navigating rows of sprawling vines that seem determined to trip them at every turn. Squash plants, with their broad leaves and sneaky tendrils, love to play hide-and-seek. Just when you think you've cleared a patch, another squash magically appears, hiding under a leaf the size of a dinner plate. It's like a treasure hunt. Except instead of gold, you find green zucchinis, golden yellow squash, or plump orange butternuts. And let's not forget the prickly stems. Squash plants don't give up their bounty without a fight. A scratch or two is just part of the initiation into the squash picking club. Harvesting squash by hand is all about timing. Pick it too early, and it's not quite ready for its culinary debut. Wait too long, and it turns into a tough, overgrown gourd that could double as a doorstop. Farmers have to use their experienced eyes and gentle hands to select only the ripest squash. The perfect squash should be firm, vibrant in color, and just the right size. Not too big, not too small, but just right. Now, here's where the magic and muscle come in. Harvesting squash isn't just about picking the fruit. It's also about carefully handling it to prevent bruises. After all, squash might be sturdy on the vine, but once it's picked, it's as fragile as your phone after being dropped one too many times. Workers carefully place the squash into soft bins or crates, ensuring each one is as pristine as the moment it was plucked. What makes hand harvesting special is the personal touch. Each squash is gently picked, inspected for imperfections, and given a nod of approval before it's sent off to the next stage of its journey. Plus, there's something uniquely satisfying about knowing that the squash on your plate was carefully hand harvested by someone who's mastered the art. Now, let's take the squash harvesting game indoors, into the warm, cozy world of greenhouses. For certain delicate varieties, like specialty summer squash or petite ornamental gourds, greenhouses are the VIP suites of farming. Here, the temperature is just right, the humidity is on point, and every squash gets the 5-star treatment. But don't let the comfy setting fool you. Hand harvesting squash in a greenhouse still takes some serious skill, and maybe a little sweat. Greenhouse squash plants, while pampered, have a knack for growing in unexpected directions. Vines can climb trellises, sprawl across the ground, or try to turn your path into a jungle gym. It's like playing Twister, but with leaves and vines. Harvesters carefully navigate this green maze, scissors or pruning shears in hand, snipping off each squash with precision. These are no ordinary squash. They're greenhouse divas, and they expect nothing but the gentlest touch. The controlled environment of a greenhouse means squash grows faster and often in surprising quantities. Farmers might start with a few cute little plants and end up with what feels like an army of squash staring back at them, ready to be picked. The key here is timing. Greenhouse squash ripens quickly, and if you blink, you might miss the perfect moment. Harvesters work fast but carefully, ensuring each squash is plucked at its peak perfection.